From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
All I could see was all flame. I couldn't even tell it was a building.
See the flames that leveled the home and find out how the family members that lived in this house over near Livingston are coping following the fire.
I'm Jonathan Amberian in Helena. I'll have a closer look at the questions still remaining over whether lawmakers will get a chance to try to override one of Governor Greg Gianforte's recent vetoes.
All right, nearing 6:30 on this Tuesday edition of Montana This Morning. Jane McDonald, Chet Lehman with you. A beautiful view over the mining city this morning. Always nice to see that sunrise.
Yeah, you see those clouds are starting to build. There's a pretty good chance that we could see some rain showers and thunder showers in the Butte area today. It's not going to be super warm out there either.
Yeah.
That's the downside. Take heart, it's only for a couple of days. By the time we get into the weekend, we're looking at beautiful conditions out there. You can see those clouds building as we speak. As far as your temperatures go, right now in Butte, it's 36, only 32 in Dillon, 35 in West Yellowstone and Ennis. Not going to get much warmer than that today, but by the time we get into the weekend, can you say 70s?
Ooh.
Can you say 80s?
Let's do it.
We'll be close. I have details of that coming up in just a couple minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Chet. Now, right off the top, an update on a story that we first reported to you on Sunday. Butte Silver Bow officials are now giving the name of the Butte Fire Department captain who was injured in a residential fire on Sunday morning. According to a social media post, Captain Brant Bristol was injured when a roof collapsed on him. A fellow firefighter rescued the captain and he was taken to St. James Hospital. Bristol was then taken by air ambulance to Missoula with a broken back. Officials say the surgery on Bristol's injuries was successful, but the captain faces a long recovery. The cause of the fire is still under investigation, and of course we'll update you online and on air as soon as we can. But first, a family in Livingston is now without a place to live after a fire destroys their house early yesterday morning. MTN's Edgar Cedillo was there and has the details.
A fire early Monday morning completely destroys this home just outside of Livingston. The fire was so intense, as you can see. It even burnt a car that was standing right next to it. The fire was so intense, neighbors say it was unlike anything they've ever seen before.
No one on scene, fully involved structure with a vehicle fire.
And I come out the door and around the corner and saw the whole skyline, so to speak, is just nothing but fire leaping high, burning hot.
Joe Copenhagen is a neighbor and former firefighter who woke up in the early morning hours and watched and took pictures as his neighbor's home was completely engulfed in flames.
I could smell it on me when I got home and the clothes are in the wash.
Park County Rural Fire Chief Dan Babcock was one of the first on scene.
All I could see was all flame. I couldn't even tell it was a building.
Park County Rural and Livingston fire departments responded. They were able to get control of the fire and keep it from spreading in the wind.
We had it under control in about 45 minutes to an hour.
Burnt trees revealed the cleanup effort in the afternoon, which consisted of removing charred remains.
It was burning hot. The flames were leaping pretty good. They got into the trees.
Crews continued to put out spot fires. Fire officials believe that the fire started after the homeowners had finished varnishing work.
So as soon as we think that the staining self-combusted or spontaneously combusted, and then of course once it got into those lithium batteries, then we had some thermal runaway on those batteries, which creates a tremendous amount of heat and it just doesn't go out.
Babcock says due to the severity of the fire, they only had one person with injuries.
There were 4 people in the home, 2 adults, 2 teenagers. One teenager did suffer from some burns to his back.
Copenhagen, as a former firefighter, says to always be prepared.
But it's scary and everybody needs to just do their own home safety check.
The family is receiving immediate assistance from the Red Cross today. In Livingston, Edgar Cedillo, MTN News.
Thank you very much for bringing that to us, Edgar. Now focusing in on the state capitol. On the last day of the Montana legislative session, Governor Greg Gianforte vetoed a widely supported bill that would have changed the way the state's marijuana tax revenue is distributed. Now supporters of that bill are hoping one final maneuver could keep the proposal alive. MTN senior political reporter Jonathan Amberian explains why the bill is in an uncertain position.
Senate Bill 442 passed the legislature with more than 85% of lawmakers in support. But with Governor Greg Gianforte's veto coming just ahead of the Senate adjourning, it's not clear whether they'll get another chance to back the bill.
SB 442, sponsored by Republican Senator Mike Lang of Malta, went through several changes in the process. In its final version, it would have used a share of marijuana tax revenues to help counties fund construction and repair of rural roads, while also increasing funding for wildlife habitat improvement projects and veterans services. At a news conference last week, a wide range of supporters hailed the bill as a model of cooperation.
We have to respect the ideas of every Montanan, but yet we have to work together and keep ourselves in the middle of the road, or we will not have success.
But Gianforte vetoed the bill Tuesday afternoon, saying it was inappropriate to use state money for local roads, and that the bill, quote, creates the illusion that the state will accept increasing responsibility for matters that are strictly under the jurisdiction of local authorities. Now the question remains what will happen next. 2/3 of the legislature can vote to override a veto and pass the bill into law, but if a veto comes while they're in session, they would have to have that override vote before adjourning. Lang and other supporters argue the veto came too late to be read into the record before the Senate adjourned, so they believe the Secretary of State's office should poll lawmakers by mail on whether to override it. Others, like Senate Majority Leader Steve Fitzpatrick, an attorney from Great Falls, have interpreted the law to say that since the Senate was in session when Gianforte made the veto, there's now no option for an override poll. Wild Montana, one of the groups backing SB 442, says they're concerned not only about this bill being vetoed, but about the precedent it could set.
I think it's been as confusing an end to a legislative session as most folks can remember, legislators included. So yeah, hopefully we can pass the bill, but if not, at least we'll get some clarity and then we'll know where to go from there.
On Friday, Gianforte vetoed 3 other bills. Each of them received more than 2/3 support, so the Secretary of State will poll lawmakers on whether to override those vetoes. In Helena, Jonathan Amberian, MTN News.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. Now focusing from the state up until the skies. Government data shows about 3% of flights were canceled in 2022, and many airlines cover the price of rebookings in hotels, but policies do vary. Now the president is proposing new rules to make compensation mandatory. Skylar Henry reports from the White House.
The Department of Transportation says more than 180,000 flights were canceled last year. In December, a scheduling and staffing meltdown at Southwest left thousands of holiday travelers stranded.
I was supposed to fly back on Monday the 26th. Found out I couldn't get back until Thursday.
The Biden administration says it's working on new regulations that would require airlines to compensate passengers for non-weather related delays and cancellations that are within the carrier's control.
Our top priority has been to get American air travelers a better deal.
The rules could require airlines go beyond a ticket refund and include compensation for meals, hotel rooms, transportation, and rebookings.
Airlines need to accept their fundamental responsibility to better serve passengers.
The airline industry says more than half of cancellations in 2022 and 2023 have been caused by factors it can't control, including extreme weather and air traffic system outages.
These rules are unnecessary.
Nicholas Callio is president and CEO of Airlines for America and says new regulations in Europe led to higher airfare prices.
We have no incentive to delay or cancel a flight. When that happens and it's within our control, we do everything we can to make our passengers whole.
But the Biden administration wants to make it a mandatory rule, though it won't happen soon. It could be anywhere from 12 months to 2 years before the regulations take effect. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Now consumers can go directly to flightrights.gov to see what airline offers in case of a delay or a cancellation. Now focusing back on the ground here in the state, yesterday at Chaudère, bulldozers began to tear down the old Children's Hospital building after successfully finishing and transferring all their services to the new building earlier this year. MTN's Ryan Berg was there and has more details on what's next.
It's out with the old at Chaudère Children's Hospital. With the new hospital fully moved into its new facility, crews got to work on demolishing their old building. On Monday morning, crews started to swipe and tear down part of Chaudère's old building with bulldozers. The oldest section of the building was built back in 1982.
This building has served a lot of kids. There's been a lot of employees that have worked here. And, you know, my predecessor put a lot of time into building this building to what it is today. So that part is sad, but then you got to look forward as progress.
CEO of Chaudière Children's Hospital, Craig Asved, watched with mixed emotions. The demolition comes as the hospital has moved into its brand new facility. But Asved tells me some of the old hospital will remain and may continue to help care for people in need.
Part of the building will stay, and that's where people like me are located right now. But we're also in the middle of discussions of leasing that out to somebody else for adult psychiatric services. And if that happens, we will then find a different place for administrative people.
When demolition is complete, much of the area will be used for expanded parking for patients, their family, and staff. As for how long demolition is expected to take,
everything will be tore down within the next 6 weeks. By the time there's parking and there's the landscaping and that we're done here, they're saying this fall. So estimated October 1st. And that's when then construction of our project should be done here at Chaudière.
Reporting in Helena, Ryan Berg, MTN News.
Thank you very much, Ryan. Now we're going to take a quick break here on Montana This Morning.